In today's video, we will dive deep into the world of Zoochosis, an indie horror video game developed by Clapperheads. This game takes place in the sinister and abandoned Pine Valley Zoo, where animals, once peaceful, have transformed into grotesque and terrifying monsters. The player, in the role of Paul the zookeeper, is tasked with managing the infected animals in the zoo while trying to uncover the dark secrets behind their horrific transformations. Also, we will focus specifically on the creatures of Zoochosis. From mutated giraffes and bloodthirsty zebras to nightmare hippos and sinister penguins, each animal has a unique backstory and game mechanics that make them both terrifying and challenging. We will explore the background of how these animals became infected and explain how players must deal with these mutated creatures to survive the nightmare that is Pine Valley Zoo. If you haven't played the game yet, be warned. This video contains major spoilers. Before we get into the individual creatures, it's essential to understand the cause of all the horrors in Zoochosis. The source of the mutations in Pine Valley Zoo is the Mother Parasite, an alien entity unearthed by the zoo's secret research team. The Mother Parasite is a truly grotesque being, standing 6.5 feet tall, with a body resembling a twisted tree, its roots digging into the ground, making it immobile. Vein-like tendons sprout from its body, connecting it to the surrounding environment, while its head is crowned with writhing tentacle-like hairs that move menacingly. This monstrous being is the source of the parasites that torment the zoo's animals. It produces parasites in large quantities, which are then spread throughout the zoo to infect the creatures residing there. These parasites are centipede-like creatures with alien faces, and their goal is simple: to control and transform any living being they come into contact with, turning innocent animals into bloodthirsty monsters. One of the game's key narrative threads involves the origin of these parasites. Doc, the zoo's chief scientist, discovered the Mother Parasite during an expedition to the Arctic, where it had been frozen for millennia, a clear reference to John Carpenter's The Thing. After bringing it back to Pine Valley Zoo for further study, the parasites began to spread, leading to the zoo's closure 2 years before the events of the game. Doc's experiments were designed to study parasitic infection in a controlled environment, but as you'll see throughout the game, things quickly spiraled out of control. The protagonist, Paul, is injected with a strain of the parasite at the start of the game under the pretense of protecting him from infections. However, this injection only serves to slowly infect him, causing symptoms like vomiting, swollen blood vessels, and inflamed nodules. This ticking time bomb adds an extra layer of tension, as Paul must manage his infection while battling the zoo's mutated inhabitants. One of the most iconic creatures in the game is the giraffe. In real life, giraffes are known for their majestic presence, towering over the savanna and peacefully grazing from the tops of trees. But in Zoochosis, these gentle giants are transformed into terrifying monstrosities, corrupted by parasitic infection. The infected giraffes are among the most visually disturbing creatures in the game. In one of the trailers, we witness the horrifying transformation of a giraffe. As the infection spreads through its body, spider-like legs burst through its abdomen, tearing apart its flesh. These new appendages allow the giraffe to move in ways no normal animal should, skittering quickly across the environment with terrifying speed and agility. The giraffe's neck, once a symbol of grace, becomes grotesquely twisted, splitting open to reveal rows of sharp teeth. Its eyes bulge unnaturally, and the once peaceful animal becomes a predatory abomination. In Zoochosis, the giraffe's mutation isn't just a grotesque visual spectacle, it poses significant gameplay challenges as well. There are 3 giraffes in the game: Bo, Po, and Cleo. As the player, you'll need to feed and care for these animals, monitoring them for signs of infection. However, if the infection progresses, one of the giraffes will transform into its monstrous form, turning into a significant threat. The infected giraffe's most dangerous trait is its ability to climb walls and launch ambushes from high places. This makes it particularly difficult to track and predict its movements, as it can disappear from sight, only to descend upon you from above. In gameplay, you'll need to be quick and precise with your tranquilizer or lethal darts, taking down the giraffe before it can kill you or the other animals in the enclosure. The giraffe's speed and agility make it one of the most challenging enemies in the game. It moves rapidly, climbing walls and lunging at the player with its mutated limbs. When attacking, it uses its twisted neck to strike, biting at the player with its newly formed rows of sharp teeth. The key to surviving an encounter with the infected giraffe is to keep your distance and time your shots carefully. You'll need to hit it with 3 lethal darts to bring it down, but if you're feeling brave, you can also attempt to cure the creature by crafting special darts from animal blood and parasite samples. One of the most unique aspects of the giraffe's gameplay mechanics is its ability to ambush the player from above. The moment you enter its enclosure, you'll need to be on high alert, scanning the walls and ceiling for any sign of the mutated creature. If you fail to act quickly, the giraffe will descend upon you, dealing massive damage and potentially infecting the other animals in the area. Next, let's turn our attention to the hippopotamus, one of the largest and most dangerous animals in real life, and even more terrifying when infected. In Zoochosis, the infected hippo undergoes a gruesome transformation, becoming one of the deadliest creatures in the game. In the game's trailer, we catch a glimpse of the hippo before and after its infection. Initially, the hippo is seen calmly eating, its enormous size and gentle demeanor belying the danger to come. But once the infection takes hold, the hippo's body is transformed in truly horrifying ways. Its mouth is ripped apart, its teeth splayed out like fangs, its skin splits open, revealing its exposed clavicle and spinal bones, while its eyes glow red with infection. Red spores cover the hippo's back, a clear sign of the parasitic infection that has taken control of its body. In the game, the infected hippo is a massive lumbering brute with the ability to burrow underground. This makes it particularly difficult to track, as it can disappear from view only to re-emerge unexpectedly, charging at the player or the other animals in the enclosure. Its burrowing ability also allows it to ambush the player, making it one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. The hippo's sheer size makes it a formidable opponent. In gameplay, its attacks are devastating, and it can easily kill the player or other animals in its path. The infected hippo uses its massive jaws to crush its prey, and it's capable of dealing significant damage with its brute strength. When it attacks, the hippo lets out a terrifying roar, shaking the very ground beneath it as it charges at the player. Like other infected animals in Zoochosis, the hippo requires 3 lethal darts to bring down. However, its unpredictable movement and burrowing abilities make it a challenging target. The player must be constantly aware of their surroundings, as the hippo can emerge from the ground at any moment, catching the player off guard. The red spores on its back also suggest that the infection has spread deeply into its body, making it more resilient to damage. Wallabies are small marsupials related to kangaroos, but in Zoochosis, they are transformed into something far more sinister. Wallabies are among the most dangerous creatures in the game due to their ability to turn invisible, making them incredibly difficult to track and even harder to kill. In the first trailer, we see the wallaby in its normal form, hopping away from the player's scanner and disappearing into its enclosure. But things quickly take a dark turn when the player turns around to find the wallaby crouched in the corner, now grotesquely mutated. The infected wallaby's mouth splits backwards, revealing sharp teeth, and its stomach tears open to form a second gaping maw filled with jagged teeth. Its eyes widen, turning white and bloodshot, and its tongue elongates, dripping with blood as it prepares to attack. What makes the wallaby such a unique threat in Zoochosis is its invisibility. The mutated wallaby can turn invisible for short periods, making it incredibly difficult to spot. As a player, you'll need to rely on audio cues and your scanner to detect the wallaby's presence. The wallaby's invisibility is not just a gimmick, it's a deadly tool that allows it to ambush both the player and other animals in its enclosure. The infected wallaby, known as Macromaribucus, also has the ability to climb walls, allowing it to stalk the player from unexpected angles. When the wallaby attacks, it lunges at the player with its elongated tongue and sharp teeth, dealing significant damage if not avoided. Players will need to stay alert, constantly scanning their surroundings for any sign of the invisible wallaby. In gameplay, taking down the wallaby requires patience and precision. You'll need to wait for the wallaby to reveal itself before firing your darts, as shooting blindly will only waste your resources. The key to surviving a wallaby encounter is to keep your distance and use the environment to your advantage. The wallaby's invisibility only lasts for a limited time, so once it becomes visible again, you'll have a small window of opportunity to attack. If not dealt with in time, the wallaby will begin to attack other animals in the enclosure, killing them and potentially spreading the infection. This adds an extra layer of urgency to the encounter, as players must balance their own survival with the safety of the other animals. The wallaby's ability to turn invisible and its wall-climbing abilities make it one of the most unpredictable and dangerous creatures in Zoochosis. Zebras are often seen as calm and beautiful creatures in the wild, known for their distinctive black and white stripes. However, in Zoochosis, the zebra's appearance is anything but beautiful. The infection has turned these once peaceful animals into grotesque monsters with a series of horrifying mutations. In the game's first trailer, we witnessed the infected zebra running across the screen, revealing its nightmarish appearance. The most disturbing feature of the mutated zebra is the mouth that has grown between its buttocks, complete with jagged teeth. Tentacles sprout from its back, writhing as the creature moves. The zebra's head hangs limply, its eyes dead and lifeless, while its guts spill from its abdomen. Perhaps the most unsettling feature is that the infected zebra moves backwards, creating an eerie, disjointed motion that makes it difficult to predict its behavior. The infected zebra, known as Sentiderma tuberin, is a fast and dangerous foe. In gameplay, the zebra moves rapidly, charging at the player with little warning. Its backward movement makes it difficult to track, as it moves in a way that defies the player's expectations. When the zebra attacks, its rear-facing mouth becomes the focal point, creating a terrifying jump-scare moment as it lunges toward the player. Like the giraffe and the wallaby, the zebra is capable of climbing walls, adding to its unpredictability. Players will need to stay on their toes, as the infected zebra can quickly cover ground and attack from unexpected angles. The zebra's speed and agility make it one of the more challenging enemies in the game, and players will need to be quick with their darts to take it down. In addition to its backward movement and wall-climbing abilities, the infected zebra also has a charging attack, similar to the elephant. When it charges, the zebra crouches low to the ground before leaping toward the player, dealing massive damage if not avoided. This attack is particularly dangerous in tight spaces, where the zebra's speed and agility give it the upper hand. Penguins are typically known for their adorable waddle and inability to fly. But in Zoochosis, the penguins are given a horrifying twist. Once infected, these flightless birds develop the ability to fly, turning them into airborne predators capable of hunting the player from above. In their mutated form, the infected penguins grow massive wings, allowing them to take to the skies. Their beaks split open, revealing rows of sharp teeth, and their bodies become grotesquely distorted, with veins and sinew visible beneath their skin. Their eyes turn white, and they become aggressive hunters, using their newfound flight ability to swoop down on the player. In gameplay, the penguins are fast-moving and difficult to hit, especially when they take to the air. Players will need to use their scanner to track the penguins as they fly above the enclosure, timing their shots carefully to bring them down. The penguins are also capable of ambushing the player from above, making them one of the more challenging enemies to deal with. Like other infected animals, the penguins can attack their own kind, adding an extra layer of tension to the game. Players will need to act quickly to save the remaining penguins in the enclosure as the infection spreads rapidly. Taking down the penguins requires 3 lethal darts, but their speed and agility make them a difficult target. Moose are already large and powerful animals, but in Zoochosis they become even more terrifying. The infected moose grows in size, and its head splits in half horizontally, revealing rows of sharp teeth. Its antlers become twisted and covered in spikes, and its body distorts as the parasite takes control. The moose's infection turns it into a monstrous predator, capable of mind-controlling other moose and forcing them to attack. Its sheer size and strength make it a formidable enemy, and players must be quick to tranquilize or kill the creature before it causes too much damage. In gameplay, the moose is fast-moving and can jump to attack the player. It's also capable of hypnotizing other moose in the enclosure, making it one of the more dangerous enemies in the game. Players need to act fast to stop the moose from spreading the infection or killing its fellow animals. Finally, we come to the elephants. These majestic creatures are turned into towering Lovecraftian horrors once infected by the parasite. Their skin splits open, revealing exposed muscle and bone, and their trunks transform into tentacle-like appendages. Their heads take on an otherworldly appearance, reminiscent of the creatures from H.P. Lovecraft's mythos. The infected elephant is one of the most dangerous creatures in the game, capable of immense strength and destruction. It can trample both Paul and other animals, and its massive size makes it difficult to evade. Players must use lethal darts to bring down the elephant, or risk being crushed beneath its massive feet. Zoochosis offers a chilling and immersive horror experience that takes familiar animals and transforms them into grotesque, nightmarish creatures. Each infected animal presents its own unique challenges, forcing players to think quickly and react with precision in order to survive. From the towering giraffes to the stealthy wallabies, every encounter in Pine Valley Zoo is filled with tension and terror. And there you have it, folks, a detailed look at the terrifying creatures of Zoochosis. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of horror games. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe out there. Hey, don't go just yet. If you enjoyed my video, I'd love to recommend another one for you to watch.